In this video, we're going to define what we mean by a subgraph of a network. We're also going to define what is meant by an induced subgraph of a network. And then we're going to apply these definitions to a network for examples. So a subgraph of a network is a network whose nodes and links are subsets of the network. For example, on the right, the links that are colored blue are a subset of all of the links. And if we select the blue links together with the incident nodes, that defines our subgraph. More formally, a subgraph of a network is a network whose nodes and links are subsets of the node set and link set of G. Now, a special kind of subgraph is a spanning subgraph, and a subgraph is said to span a network if it has the same node set. So its link set may be a proper subset, but the node set is the same as the entire network. So back to our example, is the subgraph that includes all of the blue links and only the blue links. Is that an example of a spanning subgraph? Yes, it is, because every node is incident to at least one of the blue links. So if we are looking at the subgraph defined by the blue links, then we would also have to include every node. That makes it a spanning subgraph. Now, I'm choosing to include in this video the definition of an induced subgraph because that is what we are doing here. If we define our subgraph based on some subset of the links, then our subgraph is induced by those links. Thus, we use the term induced when we define a subgraph by a subset of either the node set or the link set. So again, the subgraph that we define by selecting the blue nodes is an induced subgraph induced by the subset of links that are colored blue. This leads us to formally define what we mean by a subgraph induced on a link subset. And it is the subgraph whose edge set or link set is exactly the identified subset, and the node set is all of the nodes that are incident with at least one link in D. We can also define a subgraph by selecting a subset of nodes. So in this case, our definition is based on a subset of nodes. The subgraph induced by node subset U is the subgraph of G, whose node set is U, and whose link set consists of all of the links that are incident with two of the nodes in U. Notice that we have to require that any link that is included in the induced subgraph has to be incident to two of the nodes in the subset U, and that's because it takes two nodes to define a link. So let's look at some examples. What is the subgraph of the network below that is induced by the node set 1, 2, and 3? So can you envision the subgraph induced by the node set 1, 2, and 3? What if we don't include 2? What is the subgraph induced by just the two nodes 1 and 3? Or what if we include 1, 2, and then 6? What does that subgraph look like? For the subgraph where we have the set D consisting of the three nodes 1, 2, 3, we pick up the edges A and B. Since A is incident to 1 and 2, and B is incident to 2 and 3. And this is the subgraph induced by the node set 1, 2, 3. If we don't include the node 2, and we're looking at the subgraph induced simply by 1 and 3, since there is no connecting link between 1 and 3 in the network, there can't be any connecting link in the subgraph. So the subgraph induced by the two vertices 1 and 3 is simply those two vertices, or those two nodes 1 and 3. And if we choose the nodes 1, 2, and 6, then again there is no connecting link in the network from 2 to 6. So in the subgraph there is no connecting link, and we just pick up again the edge or link A that connects 1 and 2. Now, going back to inducing a subgraph using a link or a subset of links, suppose we select the links A and D. What would be the subgraph induced by the two links A and D? In this case, we get the two links A and D, and they're not incident or they're not adjacent to each other, but we bring with them the two defining nodes. So the subgraph induced by the two links A and D has 4 nodes and these two disjoint links. So we have talked about what a subgraph is, and we've also talked about what it means for a subgraph to be induced either by a subset of the node set or by a subset of the link set. And then we've seen some examples of this.